Welcome, everybody. Thanks for joining us. This is Aloha Joe in our mainland studio saying a happy Aloha Friday to you.
It's Aloha Friday.
Happy Aloha.
So tell me, why Hawaiian music? What was it about, of all the genres, why Hawaiian music? What was appealing? What's special about
Well,
that?
when I started, way back when, in the Dark Ages, I don't think there were any stations doing what I do. Maybe there were, but I wasn't aware of them. And when she said, why not do Hawaiian music, I thought, yeah, that's a good idea. So immediately, when I started that, I went out to some big places, some big networks, radio networks that still exist, but they're now falling on their butts. And I asked them, are you interested? Because I was getting an audience. And they said, oh no, it's too niche-y. I didn't even know what that meant. I wasn't aware that I was doing something that was narrow focused. And little by little, I started realizing when you hear people say that to you about 20 times, now I'm sorry, we're not interested, we're not interested, we're not interested. When you hear them say that, we're not interested because it's too narrow focused, too niche-y, this and that, you say, oh, okay, so I guess it's too niche-y. But that didn't stop me. Probably should have, right? But it didn't stop me, no. I just said, well, hey, it's appealing to a group of people, so let's see if we can't make that grow. And then with AlohaJoe.com, getting wide acceptance, the main website, and then Aloha Joe magazine, and Aloha, our TV, Aloha Joe TV, that started about 2 years ago, year and a half, 2 years ago now. Mm-hmm. And that's already at over 4 million, just on the TV side. And they tune in the morning, we chat, there's chat rooms, you may have even been there yourself. Chat rooms, we're talking, people from all over the country and all over the world are chatting and having a good old time and listening to the music. And that's fun. You know?
So tell me, how big is your music collection?
The collection? Oh, it's pretty good size. I think it's maybe 10,000 albums, maybe more. And a lot. I mean, I don't put every song from every album on the hard drive because I would need a hard drive the size of this house, as you well know. But I would say that I would put in selected, unless an album is really hot, then I'll put the whole darn thing on there. But generally selected, because otherwise I run into trouble. When I started, people would send me albums, and some of them weren't any good. So I put them in the crap box. Today, 16 years later, I have 5 crap boxes, full to the brim. Boxes from Office Depot, 5 of them, full of albums that I wouldn't even let my cats listen to, okay? But that makes you say, wait a minute, that's a lot of dreams in those boxes. That's what it really is. Some guy, some lady's dream, some group wanted it, and it's not good. And I don't know how to say to them, it's not good.
That was my good.
You know, sometimes I write back and I say, look, I can't use it because it doesn't fit our format. Okay, that's my cop-out. It doesn't fit our format. But some of them aren't even balanced for radio. Oh, they're not even mixed properly. They're just things they did somewhere, somehow. And they don't sound good. And I refuse to put anybody on the air that doesn't sound good. You may be the greatest singer in the world. You give me an album, and there's cuts in there that sound like junk. I don't put those on. I'll put on the nice ones, because I want people to hear you at your best. Likewise, when I go out, I don't do any live recordings. When I'm out places and I'm doing interviews, I don't have them play for me, because I want them to sound as good as they sounded in the studio. And I know that if they're just sitting here playing their guitar or whatever, they're not going to be as good and mic'd and pretty and nice sounding, and they may be, in bad voice. So I don't do it. I just cut to their album. That's the easy way. When in doubt, cut to the album.
That's good advice.
That is. And don't send me any junk, because I got too much of it right now.
So where do you get it all? I mean, obviously you have people sending you stuff, but do you go scour places? What?
No. When I first started, I bought a couple. Like the second week I was on the air, I went and bought a couple of albums because I thought, well, this is where am I going to get the music? I can't keep doing the same show with the Don Ho tape and the Madhavani. So we went out and I bought a couple of albums, Hawaiian albums, and then I looked on the back of one of them, and it was from a company called Chord International, CORD International.com. So I called him on the phone up in Ventura, California. And, it started this record, started this radio show, it's kind of, I don't know what to say to the man. Oh, no problem, I'll send you some albums. He sent me a whole box, 18 in one box. I said, how much do I owe you? No, these are promos, this is for you. He said, you shouldn't be buying this stuff. People should be sending it to you for free. I went, oh, wait a minute, holy cow, you mean? So I think that was probably the last time I actually bought an album for the station was then because, oh my God. So his music became what I was using for the next few weeks, vintage and contemporary Hawaiian music. And I thought, well, this guy's fabulous. He called me and said, how about if I buy some advertising on your station? Well, all right. He's still with me today, 16 years later. Yeah, I know. Chord, and in fact, when I started producing albums, he's the guy that I talked to about, you want me to produce some albums for you, and I've done 17 with him. I mean, it's a darn good company. That's where we did a place called Hawaii 1, 2, 3, Legends of the Ukulele, etc., etc., etc. Yeah, through chordinternational.com. Pretty cool. That's what I said, yeah.
Very cool.
So they send them to me. To answer your question, distributors send them and artists send them. And now with Facebook and people, and I'm going to send you an album, and so my address is right there to send the albums, and that's what they do.
Okay.
They send them.
That's great. So in a way, you kind of become a promoter for a lot of musicians and artists, that otherwise don't have a voice.
Yeah, and that always makes me smile, Brad, I'll tell you. It really does, because someone will write me in the morning and they'll request a guy like that you've never heard of before, David Kaio, as an example. I know I'm one of the only people in the world playing this guy. I know that. And so when somebody actually asks for him by name, or another artist that, Faith Ako or Sonia Mendez, that you only hear on our station, and I know that, even though they record, Hawaiian music, nobody else plays them. That really makes me smile, because I know that I am impacting their careers, and I'm helping broaden the base for island music, because people now are learning all these new names that they never heard before. I can always tell when a new listener comes in, always, because they always ask for either Israel Kamakavivauli or Don Ho. That's where they start. And most of the time I'll know in my mind that's a brand new listener. After a moment or two with us on the station, a couple of weeks, they realize, oh my gosh, there's so many other people. And they start requesting other songs. They may not know the names, but they say there was something about a hibiscus or a flower. Or then, yes. Yeah. And little by little, they get to know what's going on. Yeah. Which is fun. Yeah. So I guess I am impacting and helping and educating. Yes.
Do you get a lot of submissions?
Yeah. Yeah, but these days not too many. No, everybody's cutting back. Everybody's cutting back, yeah. Maybe not in the country field or the jazz field, which we're going to find out pretty soon, because they'll start sending me jazz albums. But yeah, in Hawaiian music, there's a cutback, because we've lost Tower Records, we're losing Border stores, they're starting to cut back on their stock, and this one and that one, Jilly's and all these other suppliers. That Hilo Hattie was a big supplier of island music, because everybody had a bunch of albums in there. We did too. But when they went bankrupt, everybody loses. So, yeah. And little by little, people say, well, wait a minute, there's no business. Oh, ran into a guy. You'll love this. Ran into a guy, and I tell this for all musicians out there that are having trouble. Ran into a guy at the Princess Kaiulani Hotel playing guitar, over on the car, just a single, just playing guitar by himself. And he said, I'll be back in a minute. Gotta go, take the pause for the cause. I'll be right back. And while I'm gone, my CDs are here on the table, and as always, they're free. See you later. And he leaves. So I said to him, excuse me, free? Yeah, I can't sell the darn thing, so I give them away. And people always stick a $5 bill in the envelope, in the jar. So he said, I sell actually more albums every night than I normally would, and I'm walking home with some cash.
All of your music collection, out of everything you have, you mentioned obviously you don't put the whole album on.
So most of the time, not. No.
So how do you decide what to play?
I guess that's all personal preference. It has to be if it sounds good, if it's balanced, if somebody who's a terrific musician, pick a name, Dave Koz kind of thing. I don't think you can pick and choose too much from someone like that, or Keola Beamer, or you're going to put the entire album. With Don Ho, I put Don's entire collection on because the arrangements were done by Don Costa with fabulous strings and violin and harps, and you got to put the whole album on there. You have to. Others from other places that aren't quite as well known, you put on 3 or 4, just to kind of give him a foothold. And then when people start asking for that particular artist, then you add more and more and more. Yes, you do. Yeah. So that's a good way to that. That's what I do. That sort of gives everybody a chance that way, because in my database, if I only have 3 of you and 3 of you and 3 of you, then they won't, the same guy that has 25 may get more airplay than you do, and I like to spread it around. So if everybody, say, has a half a dozen, it's a lot better for everyone. And then you'll get more play, and people will know you. And plus, I connect right up to my Amazon store, so if you want to buy it, you can click it and buy it right there. That's right. So, to me, that's very important.
That's cool. Now, have you developed some personal relationships with artists over the years?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Tell me about that. What has that done for you? What has it done for them? And what do you think that's done for Hawaiian music?
Well, I've met, tons of people. I don't think there's, when I tell listeners, when you go somewhere and you see a guy or a lady or a group playing, tell them I said hi. Because generally you've heard them on my station. You may not know their name, you may not be aware of them, but just tell them so anyway. And 99 times out of 100, the group will be aware of me or will know me or something and be smiling when the listener tells them, oh, I know, yeah. So whether you know me or not, say you know me, whether you know, and they'll acknowledge it back, or just tell them that you've heard them on the station, because chances are you have. For some reason, they all know me. We do 7 concerts a year at Whittier College, and over this last 16 years, they've all been through there. Tons of them have been through there, and so as a result, we all know them, and they all know me, and so I think it helps them, because it gives them a personal hook to me, and we're all Facebook together. Come on, everybody's Facebooking and Twittering, so that's added up to the business. It's added a great deal. Yeah.